there was a gate. It was wider than this pole here, maybe two of them, and a big old gold lock on it, that big. And Jesus had a big old key. That lock was big and had that chain lock. Behind that, it was just like a field of people. And I said, I always ask Jesus questions. I said, Jesus, who are these? He said, these are my servants. These are my handmaids. These are my servants. They were just wringing their hands. They looked like couldn't get beyond that fence. But he said, I'm going to loosen them and let them go. And he took that key and he put it in that gold lock and he opened that gate, and it just slid, you know how, like on wheels. And these people come out, men, women, teenagers. They had their hands up, and all of a sudden, fire came out of heaven like tongues of fire. Fire began to fall upon them. And Jesus looked at me and said, this is the outpouring of the Holy Ghost that shall come in the last days. We ain't seen the Holy Ghost in my day, and you ain't seen it in your day. What we're going to see in the day, the short time, ever how many years it is before the coming of the Lord. And it fell upon these people. Men, women, teenagers, and everybody began to prophesy, but it wasn't like we do, you know, like most preachers, but it was he said, this is the spirit of prophecy. This is the spirit of prophecy, but they was preaching like in the spirit of prophecy. He said everybody, he told me, said they pour out my spirit on all flesh, sons, daughters, handmaids, and they were speaking like it was prophesying, but they was preaching in a spirit of prophecy. And they went down the streets, houses. I seen them going down the hospitals. And they just walking down the hall speaking to the rooms, doors open, the doors open, people jumping out of the beds, coming out on the oxygen tents, coming out on the needles, and the hospitals empty. They went into the prisons and they're speaking and the prison doors open. And on the street, blind people healed up and down the street. Fields, I seen them in old houses. I seen them in front yards. I seen them under oak trees. I seen them in ballparks. Everywhere I looked, I saw this army. He said, this is the army, my army that Joel spoke about. I shall utter my voice before my army. And I heard that voice that day, that time of my life. As I saw this here, devil headed off. This was in 1962, early in February. I saw the devil stopped. And Jesus spoke out of revival. And it just swept the earth. And then I looked up. And all of a sudden I was in like in Dothan, Alabama. That area down there. At that time we didn't know all about that. And down there, and I looked. And I saw something so mighty happening. And all of a sudden I looked up and Jesus appeared in the sky. And all of a sudden I saw everywhere people just leaving the earth. Shoes falling off. Their clothes just fell off, but robes under them. And they was going up barefooted to meet the Lord in the air. Hallelujah. And also I was going and I looked back and I saw the earth was cast into the sun like a lake of fire. And Jesus spoke to me, said, this is what's going to happen in the last days. And we got to get back to, we're the only people, I believe we're the only people I know of anyhow that can do this. These other churches ain't preaching this. These other churches ain't teaching this kind of gospel. That there's going to be a revival that's going to shock the world. That's going to shock the earth. Wake us up. Wake us up. The Son of Man has not come to destroy men's lives, but to save them. To save men's lives. To save us. To save us. to save men's lives. I ain't finished, but let's come down. Let's come. I can pick up on this later. Come down. Everybody come down. Stand. Come on down. Come on down. Come on down.